I'm here to read for you again. Hello, Say Light and Love Tarot, or Hillary for short, doing lots of clearing. Happy What's Good Wednesday. I hope that you are feeling fantastic today. This is all about what good things are coming in for you, and I was actually instructed or guided intuitively to do this differently than I normally do. So most of the time I try to see what good things are coming in, and this will still be kind of that, but as I was getting ready to start, I got so overwhelmed with someone very emotional, okay? Very much dealing with, I don't know, just kind of hopelessness. It's almost like this reading would be for someone who wouldn't even believe the good things that would be said if I just went and said all these good things are happening. Like, it wouldn't resonate with that person because of where they're at and what they believe and the level of grief that they're experiencing. So today's reading is going to be a little bit different. I want to see how Spirit wants to encourage you to find the good things around you right now. I'm not going to be bright-siding a bad situation. I just want to listen to the Spirit on what they're encouraging for specific things. That does not mean override any valid feelings about what's going on, okay? Emotional bypassing is not a spiritual attribute. It doesn't help anything. But then we're gonna see, yeah, what good things are around you that Spirit wants you to take notice of now. And then maybe some things coming in. But ultimately, I feel like the goodness is that you just really need someone to empathize and validate you. So this one might be a little heavy because the energy feels heavy. So just a heads up, if you're not feeling like that would be good for you, then I take no offense. Go ahead and, you know, see you tomorrow for Thoughtful Thursday. But yeah, we're gonna jump in, and I feel like I'm supposed to start with feel, deal, heal affirmations and coping skills before I get into tarot, okay? Oh, I was just told to actually do an identifier deck and then do those decks before I get into tarot. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna figure out who I'm reading for, and this is so that if this is your reading, you can tell that it's yours, and you can feel if I'm connected to you empathetically, you know, energetically. Yeah, okay, this will be good. It's going to be a good thing, but it might be a lot, and maybe that's what you need right now, is someone to just be with you, okay? I want to just be with you. All right, I'm gonna spray all this Florida water real quick. Florida water, moon water that I made, and clear for you. Let's purify and clear for me. And then let's go ahead and jump in, okay? Spirit, my higher self, my darling's higher self, thank you so much for using me as a channel to guide and instruct. I ask for the most clear and concise messages, information, feelings, and sensations to come through for the betterment of my darling and for the highest good of everyone involved. Thank you so much, Spirit, and thank you for being here. Spirit, as I lay these cards out, will you please guide my hand to the cards that are identifying who I am reading for. Tell me about their life, tell me about what they're experiencing, kind of their perception on life in general. What has their story been like? Okay, I need to move this so I have enough room. If this is your first time, this process that I don't do in every reading is where I feel for the energetic heat of the cards to figure out who I'm reading for, okay? It takes just a minute, so if you want to fast forward, I don't blame you. It usually takes about a minute or two. Okay. Let's see what we got here. At the bottom, we have the Hunter, the Prayer, the Crone. Okay. Normally I only look at the first one, but the Prayer kind of stuck out to me. Okay. All right, we've got the Vessel, the Vision, the Animal, the Destroyer, the Starborn, the Fault Line, the Empty Room, and the Mystic. I feel like who I'm reading for today I feel like you've been someone that has been able to hold a lot on your own, okay? I feel like you were able to kind of hold your own emotionally, physically. Like, I'm just feeling like a very independent energy, okay? I feel like you're also someone that people feel like they can talk to, okay? I feel like you're a good listener too. It's not even maybe that you give good advice, although I feel like you would have a lot of great advice. You've got the Mystic and the Vision. I feel like you see people, you validate people in a way that they maybe have not experienced, okay? I feel like you help them see, like, I don't know, like the source of any internal struggles they have. I feel like any internal struggles, like, you're a great listener and you'll validate in that way, but you also are very intentional about, you know, reminding people where their power is in their situations, you know, within themselves, finding the source of it, getting down to it, right? And I feel like because of this attribute, it's been a blessing and a curse for you, because like I said, you feel like you can hold your own really well, okay? You feel like you hold your own emotional capacity and others' others' emotions. You can handle yourself physically and you can take care of others physically. It's like, I don't know, you feel like a lot relies on you, okay? A lot of people could rely on you. And I feel like it's been a lot, okay? And at one point, I feel like this maybe could have been this quality maybe could have been used against you. It's like the same people that you helped ended up being people who basically like turned around and then just, I don't know, they could have spoken ill about you, started telling lies. They just sort of painted you in a negative light, okay? And I feel like that really emphasized this isolation and dependence that you feel, or that you felt, right? And maybe you were hoping with this level of connection that you build with other people that it would be reciprocated, right? That you'd be able to share the same way and have the same kind of support. But it's almost like anytime you've shared your struggles, it was ostracized or criticized or used against you, you know? It's like people hold you to a higher standard than they hold themselves. I actually just heard this phrase today. That's funny. Yeah, it's like people hold you to a higher standard than they hold themselves. And because of that, it's led to you being betrayed, lied about, abandoned, you know, in many ways. I feel like this is something that you're feeling fresh, and maybe spirituality is a new path that you're on. You could be going through a dark night of the soul type energy, or just recently have done that. But I'm feeling like, I don't know. I feel like you really despise the side of you that's willing to carry others, and also that's now hesitant to open up and allow others to carry you too, right? That desire and that hope. I feel like maybe the same sort of gift that you've used to help people, it's almost been like you could very well use that in a negative way, right? You haven't yet, but there's almost a temptation to do it, right? And maybe that's why this, maybe not a temptation, maybe that's not the right words. Maybe it's like, I don't know, these people who have turned their back on you, right? Betrayed you. It's almost like that unleashed like a beast, like it feels like a beast, right? You've got a wolf's eye here, and then in this destroyer, I don't know if you can see, but look at the edge of this card. It's a wolf eyes, okay? And I feel like you're just like, I know so much. Like I could speak so much about what you've told me and destroy you. I'm not going to do that. But like what I know about you, if I even told anyone the story, if I even told anyone what you've told me, like it would be devastating for you. Like, how do you not recognize, you know, how are you okay with betraying me when I know so much about you that you really don't want other people to know? When I can see the deep-rooted parts of you, you know, I see the good, I see the bad. I know you through and through, right? I'm able to see you through and through. I can see you down to an energetic level, right? And I feel like this has been a battle within you because you're just like, man, I'll be damned if I open up myself in that way. If I become that person for someone, you know, now it's like a temptation to, again, use that in a way that builds up defenses and barriers, right? But you're working through this. This isn't something that you've given into. It's just been like a path, maybe even just a fleeting thought, okay? I feel like your path is meant for something really greater than you realize, okay? I feel like what you might not know, okay? I'm sort of, okay, the best way I can relate to this, right? Because I don't have a big social circle either physically, right? But I share my gifts and my, you know, calling and the way I love to show up. I share it here online. I'm in an empty room, but I've been appointed a really amazing opportunity to connect with thousands of you, you know, and it's like the joy of my heart. It's everything to me, you know, but it comes with isolation, right? So I feel like very similar. It's like you have a calling spiritually that this is leading you to take that independence and use it in a way that, you know, is helpful to others the way that you desire to help, but shows up for people who are ready and willing to receive it, okay? It's been a catalyst type moment, fault line here. Like, this is definitely, this moment, these type of situations were catastrophic, right? And it's almost like they were teaching you how to break patterns of being too much for people physically. Not too much that you're too much, but like giving too much to people physically who don't reciprocate, right? It's like needing to temper, like I said, people holding you at a higher standard than they hold themselves. They can give themselves exceptions as to why they're allowed to not communicate, you know, lie about you, maybe just basic, like avoid basic human decency. They can give themselves exceptions to that. There's a reason why they don't have to follow through, but damn well they're going to hold you accountable to it. And if you don't, or you've had moments where you haven't, it's like that's when they're like going to get one back on you. You're going to be punished. You're going to be punished. They're going to punish you, right? The hunter, the prayer, I feel like you have been seeking higher guidance, a higher purpose, a higher meaning for a while. This is something you're just like, I know that there's a reason that I am this way. I like am this unbridled, like the stallion here, right? But I've got a goal. a pinpointed goal here that I know I'm supposed to head towards, but it feels like every time I'm heading in that direction, it's like I'm missing the mark. I'm getting like on like almost a marksman type energy with this hunter energy. Maybe that's because like every video game I play a hunter and they always have bows and arrows, okay? But that's just what I'm getting. But you are wise, okay? You're very connected. You are already connected with your higher self. It's learning how to share that in the right way. Like maybe, yeah, like I said, maybe in an empty room with thousands online. I'm not sure. But let's jump in. Let's get... Okay, Spirit, before we jump into tarot, so I can figure out what good things they need to be aware of around them right now, and then the things that they can see outside of them. Can you give me some of these, I don't know what you would call these, rainbow brain skull? They're not quite affirmations, they're just sort of like conscious awareness quotes, you know? Let's see. Can you align me with the energy of my darlings here and give me the cards that they need to be conscious of right now as we go into this reading? First one we got is World Maker. World Maker is only job in the final future, okay? I might pull out the book on this, but I've talked a lot about in Manifesting Monday videos and other readings. You're the operant power of your reality, and that means that you have the power to create your reality the way that you see fit, the way that you desire, but it takes very intentional focus, very conscious thinking patterns, very conscious like revision and figuring out the story that you're telling yourself and what you're believing based on what you're seeing, like what you're accepting as truth or what you're accepting as impactful for your importance and your significance. But I feel like being a world maker is saying that's your job. Your job is to find your power, okay? Your job is to find your power in a 3D reality that really wants to disempower you, okay? Or that you think really wants to disempower you. Who cares if we become nothing? We were all once nothing. I feel like okay, this is kind of philosophical a little bit, but you know, the ego really wants acknowledgement, really craves it. And your ego is not something that you need to avoid. It's something that we integrate. We learn how to healthily integrate it. We learn how to temper it, you know. So your ego is not to be avoided, but an ego, an unbridled ego can really operate out of needing pride stroked, ego stroked, needing recognition, needing acknowledgement, and maybe in the best way with good intentions. Maybe that's where we've been navigating when we try to help people, is desiring some sort of recognition in return, right? Completely normal. Most of us do that, okay? I would dare say every single person in this world has been that more than once, okay? Been in that position more than once. And even if they learn how to not be that, I bet they go back there occasionally, okay? It's a human condition. But maybe it's like finding the peace and doing what you're called to do, leading with your heart, leading with your soul, regardless of the response you get, regardless of others' opinions, you know, possibly. If what you do has no impact, is it enough that you loved it enough to do it, you know? Is it enough that you walking in your heart and your soul, is that enough? Or do you need something outside of you to validate it, right? maybe that's something that we need to work on, sort of bringing more balance to just being okay with liking what we do, what we say, how we show up, our calling just individually, right? Okay, you choose every piece of content you consume. This person is looking at several different options here and they're choosing the doom and gloom screen, okay? This is saying be intentional about the content. Is not just screens. It's not just YouTube. It's not just Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yes, obviously. But you also get to choose the thoughts that you believe, what you're consuming as real and true, what you're consuming as identifying you in your life, what you're assuming is permanent for you, okay? When you're coming to the point where you become empowered and being the operant power of your reality, you get to take that fully into your hands and be like, wow, I do get to change my thoughts. Yes, there's thoughts all the time, and it's a full-time job, but it gets easier. You only need about 1,000 hours of practice before you become a master at something, you know? It takes a little while, but it's worth a lifelong, you know, the lifelong rewards that you can never really lose, honestly. Kind of like riding a bike. Once you do master it, it's really easy to get back on and do it. Even if you're a little rusty, you kind of pick it up like second nature. 22:22 on the clock. Okay. Feel, deal, heal affirmations, and then coping skills before I get some tarot. Spirit, what feel, deal, heal affirmations does this person need? Self-care is my right. Self-care involves being intentional with your thoughts, being very confrontational with your thoughts, with your beliefs. You know, the thoughts you think lead to feelings in your body, and then those feelings in your body manifest as, you know, then what you're seeing outside of you as real and true, okay? And when we learn to sort of master that and just be like, yeah, shitty circumstances happen, awful things happen, but I care about myself enough to not let myself feel like a piece of shit or like worthless or unlovable or unworthy, unloved, you know, insignificant. If I alone am significant to myself, that's enough. It's my right to feel that way with myself, regardless of anything else going on, right? Okay, I have the courage to let go of control. Yeah, control is, you know, an ego. It's an ego battle. It really is. And we can really want to control the way people perceive us, the way our gifts are taken or rejected, you know. And it's funny because really trying to take control of others' interactions with you or how others respond to you or react is then you giving your control away to other people in your reality, right? Whereas if you take back your power and it doesn't matter how anyone else takes it, you walk with heart and soul, then you regain all of your control. Like, isn't that kind of funny how that works? Okay, other success doesn't deplete my purpose. So I don't know, maybe the people that you've helped, you know, that you've helped to heal and bring awareness to, who maybe betrayed you in some way, maybe they're doing well in some way, and that might bother you a little bit because you're kind of like, I helped you with that. Like you not even recognize like that I helped you with that. Energetically, you know if someone recognizes that or not, but either way, I don't know. I feel like there's this emphasis on like other people who've hurt you don't need to suffer in life just for you to feel okay too, you know? Like it doesn't have to be a tit for tat. That's a very karmic game, and that's not me being confrontational or saying that you're wrong or you're a bad person, because like I said, it's very normal and I understand why you feel the way you feel. If this is how you feel, it's normal. That doesn't mean that it's something that, like, what do I say to my kids? I say to my kids, it's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated, it's okay. All of your hard feelings, sad, you know, if you're feeling jealous, it's okay to feel those feelings. What we need to be careful of is how we react with those feelings, okay? When you're mad, it's okay to be mad, but it's not okay to hurt people. It's not okay to hit. It's not okay to kick. It's not okay to bite, scream, punch, yell, say mean things. It's not okay to hurt people with our anger. It's okay to verbalize. You can say, I'm feeling very mad. I'm mad at you. I'm mad about this. You know, I don't like the way this is going. I feel like that's not fair. You're allowed to verbalize it. You're allowed to express it. You're allowed to feel valid in those things. But if you are trying to hurt people in response to your feelings, that's not the right way to go about it. We got to learn how to regulate and do things in a healthy way, right? So what you're feeling is completely normal. It's okay. Now, how do we react in a way that is actually beneficial to us, right? That doesn't leave any room for regrets. That doesn't leave any room for us not liking ourselves, feeding a story that, you know, makes us feel worse about ourselves. You know, self-care, taking care of yourself means self-regulating and handling your emotions in a way that doesn't hurt you or others, you know? Okay, coping skills here, please, for my darling. Art and creative expression, draw, color, paint, sew, knit, build. Use my creativity to express myself through art. So if you are creative in any way, or you have a desire to do something, or you've seen someone who does something creative and you're like, that's really cool, I want to learn how to do that. This is your like green light from your spirit to say, yeah, do it. You're supposed to. Let that be something that helps you process, right? Breathe into the earth through my feet. Imagine my feet connecting deeper and stronger to the ground. With each inhale and exhale, visualize roots securing me to the earth. Yes, that's a good practice. Also, looking around if you're feeling like anxious or whatever. I forget what my therapist called this practice, but this tool, she would tell me to like find 5 red things, you know, find 4 things that I could feel, you know, think about how it would feel. Find 3 things that I could taste around me, you know, something like that. Go down all the way to 2 and 1. I forget. I need to look it up. I need to look it up, but getting present, you know, getting out of your head into what happened or what will be or what you feel like you are or aren't, and just be present with yourself and feel enough in yourself right now. Okay, let's jump into some tarot. Spirit. Okay, what good things does my darling need to be, not need to be, what good things are around them right now that you want to draw attention to in their time of hardship, in their time of like struggling? How can I help them see some good things around them, good things within them? You know, what do we need to focus on right now? What's good about my darling and what's good about their life right now? The Empress, you have the power to create the reality that you want. Whatever you decide to set your mind and heart to, you will create. It'll be abundant. You're a very magical, fertile person, okay? And I feel like your abundance is very magnetic. Abundance is a mindset, it's an energy, it's not necessarily material things, but it very well could be with the right mastery, okay? This is beautiful energy, right? Oh my gosh, I love the Empress. Okay. Also, I don't know who needs to hear it, but you're looking damn good. Okay. You really need to appreciate your looks, your beauty. I know that looks fade, but I don't know, someone needs to hear that. You're beautiful, your wrinkles are beautiful, you know, your rolls, you're handsome, you're stunning. Oh my gosh, Ace of Cups, oh my gosh. And the High Priestess, are you kidding me? Look at this combo, y'all. Empress, Ace of Cups, High Priestess. But there's your worries and your fears, 9 of Swords at the bottom. Because of being alone, the Hermit. And you feeling like you're never gonna regain your confidence again, King of Wands in the Tower. Like you're knocked off your high horse, you know? And you're like, it's never gonna be the same. I'm never gonna feel this confident again. I'm never gonna feel this attractive. I'm never going to be as good as I once was. But if you do the work, you will be. Knight of Pentacles, okay? Within you is your soul. Your soul is pure. Your soul is the universe, right? It is a piece of the universe, source energy. Your soul is one and connected to whatever you think God is, okay? It's within you. It is you. You are the operant power of your reality, and you can create whatever you want, especially out of nothing. I've talked about how the Empress is so abundant and so fertile that like her energy would be the equivalent of where other people, I've said this many times, and I know that I'm gonna have regulars who are like, oh, this one again, this analogy, but it's true. Other people would take their leftover food, their trash, you know, their eggshells, all that, and they would throw it in the trash, and it would get sent, you know, to the landfill, and it would rot, and it would become a waste. It's just wasted, just wasteful. The Empress would take all of her food scraps, eggshells, coffee beans, you name it, banana peels, and she would turn that into compost. And then she would use that compost to create a garden with nutrient-rich soil that then yields bigger, better produce that is nutritional and amazing for you. Like, that's the Empress, the power of the Empress, right? Very fertile, very abundant, but it's very intentional, right? I feel like Spirit really just wants you to find that oneness with the universe. Like, this gift that you have to connect with others is a gift from God and the God within you, right? It is a blessing, okay? And maybe you've used it for others, but it really needs to be poured over yourself, giving yourself the validation that you need, giving yourself the love and encouragement that you need, going down to the source of your beliefs about your ego wounds, you know, what's hurt you in the past, finding the source of that and filling that with love, making that something useful, unburying it. Don't let it be a skeleton in the closet, right? You getting so aligned with loving yourself. This energy is really, really beautiful, okay? Because your soul was never meant to suffer this way. Your soul was never meant to suffer. And when you do this, it's like you, one, become aware of your connection with everything and everyone in this amazing universe that we have and any other universes that exist, okay? You realize your connection with that. And then you don't feel so alone. And then you have a little bit more empathy and understanding for people who are not as embodied or aware, you know? You have grace, you have humility, you know, it's like, it's the power that you need to move forward. And as you do that, that's when things magnetize to you, okay? Spirit really wants you to just embrace you. Embrace you, regardless of what anyone else does, okay? You are the goodness that you're seeking. You are the goodness that you're seeking. Okay, what else do you want me to tell my darling? What good things do they need to be aware of with them, without them? There's the Emperor there, balancing masculine and feminine. Also, the Eight of Cups is there. So, I'm all about balancing masculine and feminine energy within yourself, because you do need to be able to be a provider and be sustaining yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, you know. But I've also talked about how if a masculine energy within you, male or female, non-binary, doesn't matter, when that is too far in control and driven by ego, that's when it kind of can be stifling and suffocating to your divine feminine energy, which would be the creative side of you, the fertile side of you, the things that can make, you know, garbage into compost, you know. It can stifle that because of a need to control, right? And so, like, there's a need to really walk away from the emotional dependencies that we're holding on to, and a level of control over others, over ourselves, over our dominion. The Emperor, like, reigns here on earth in the physical. It's a fire sign, it's Aries, but the Emperor is land bound, okay? And I just feel like we really need to think about what is emotionally beneficial for us, what people are emotionally beneficial for us, what thoughts are emotionally beneficial for us, walking away from 7 of Cups energy towards 9 of Cups energy. That's what the 8 of Cups is all about, is a reevaluation. It's saying, I'm tired of living in the past with the 6 of Cups. I'm tired of being confused about my emotions before, about, you know, having my emotions being pulled in several different directions by this person, by this situation, by that. I need to get grounded within me and find stability within me so that I can navigate anything that I'm faced here tangibly. The Emperor can conquer anything that they're faced. Yes, there's wars, there's battles, they can, yeah, they're a great negotiator too, okay? But like, they're gonna get what they want and they're determined, okay? I haven't even shuffled, but that was just something that wanted to come out. All right. Balancing the masculine, not letting it stifle the energy within you that wants to create and do something, you know? All right. 10 of Pentacles with the Emperor. I'm telling you, abundance, okay. Do you want me to see? No, that was a mistake. Okay, thank you for clarifying. Okay, what else does my darling need to be aware of with the goodness around them and within them? The Moon, the Tower, and the 8 of Pentacles. Okay. Page of Cups, Queen of Pentacles. People, situations, family systems, work experiences, friendships, whatever it is around you that has happened, that has led to complete devastation, that's led you to feel fearful about opening up. We need to face that fear because these opportunities can be utilized in a way that helps you break patterns of accepting less than what you deserve, of putting yourself, feeling like you have to overgive so much, right? To see if someone will mutually respect you enough to return the same energy. It's like, these things broke because they were not in alignment and there was an imbalance. And does that mean that it hurts less? No, absolutely not. It's absolutely devastating, especially when really our lack of trust and our fear of opening up gets founded in, I can't trust myself to make good decisions about other people because I find myself attracted to people, friends, situations that end up hurting me, betraying me, end up being something that I can't rely on, that I can't find comfort in, that's not good for me, right? With the Tower. And it's like, we can acknowledge that these things hurt, that we didn't deserve it. And with that understanding of how much it hurts and how much we didn't deserve it, and saying, I deserve a life where, you know, it's safe to express my feelings. It's safe to open up my heart to communicate my needs. It's safe to require a level of stability from the people and the situations around me. It's safe to not, you know, let things slide if it's a red flag. That is where we break the pattern of saying, well, maybe we could just work the kinks out. You know, no one's perfect. Absolutely, no one's perfect, but ultimately your soul knows when there's a misalignment. And if you're feeling like the people or the situations around you you start having an anxious feeling in your chest, right? About am I important to this person? Am I important in this situation? Am I stable at this job? Am I gonna, you know, is this a safe place for me to live? You know, am I in a friend group that is healthy for my growth? You know, like, can I trust people around me the same way that they trust me? That right there, it's two things, but it's showing you that, one, your soul is telling you that it wants to feel safe, right? And you deserve to feel safe. And so you should believe that you should believe that you're worthy of having those types of relationships, which then will make it easier for you to step aside instead of overpouring yourself into situations that end up hurting you, because it's like ultimately if we ignore red flags, or we rug sweep things, or we continue investing in situations or circumstances that hurt us, then that's showing us that really deep down we don't think that we'll find it elsewhere. We'll find that stability elsewhere. We kind of doubt that a little bit, right? And that's your self-concept story. You're the creator of your reality. You have the power to create whatever you want from nothing. You have that power within you. But if you're investing in situations that make you feel uneasy, that you initially feel uneasy, you have a choice in that. You can, one, either revise the story. If you're dead set on certain circumstances, certain people, certain jobs, certain locations, if you're dead set on that, then you can work on revising how you perceive these things, and you can work on being non-reactive. That does not mean not having boundaries. That doesn't mean anything like that. But giving validity to negativity that feeds a poor self-image, right? That's a harder path to go, honestly. Like, if you're wanting to create a new world, it's honestly, I feel like, better to start from scratch, because you deserve the real thing, you know? But it's up to you. Law of assumption, there's great law of assumption manifestation coaches. I love manifesting with Kimberly. I love the way that she explains the law of assumption. I feel like it's very easy for people to understand the way that she explains it and the way she empowers people. And so I recommend you check out her channel, Manifesting with Kimberly, okay? But ultimately, if you're settling for things around you and hoping that it improves, it tells me that, like, you have this fear and this lack and this doubt mindset that says that you'll be able to find that somewhere else even better. You know, it's like you're giving that power away to things outside of you again, right? The situations that have been hurtful, you can use to benefit you. That doesn't mean that you deserve them to happen, but we can use them as a blessing in disguise eventually. I'm not telling you to sugarcoat bullshit experiences. I'm really not. And I do feel like there are exceptions to the rule. I'm not a purist when it comes to things. There are some things that are just awful no matter what way you look at it, okay? No matter what in your life, and every day that you're alive, you have the power within you to believe better for yourself, right? To not accept thoughts as truth if they don't benefit you, if they aren't healthy for you, if they aren't kind to you, if they aren't loving, all right? Breaking patterns. These things hurt, but it's breaking patterns, okay? Look at that. If we can accept it, oh my gosh, look. If we can come to accepting this, and like I said, 1,000 hours, okay? 1,000 hours is usually what it takes for people to master something consistently. And a consistent 1,000 hours, okay? Not 1,000 hours over a lifetime, doing it like once a year. I don't know about that, but look, 8 of Wands to the Death card. This is rapid transformation, okay? Dying to old self so that you can become new self, which is empowered, which is in the next phase of your spiritual life, your spiritual journey, right? Stepping out of a lifestyle that you once had, standards you once had, beliefs you once had, and moving into one that is empowering to you, like cutting out the negativity, transformation, rapid transformation for your betterment. The Sun, okay? The Sun, the 3 of Swords, and the 10 of Cups, right? The 3 of Swords here is a little iffy because I just feel like, what do you want me to say about that? That's healing heartache because it's after the Sun. Okay, so you might be in a position where you feel like you will never emotionally recover. You're never going to be the person that you were before you were hurt. You can never be, oh man. There's a quote I'm thinking of, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but I used to love it, and it was, I want to love the way I did before, like, my heart was broken, basically. That wasn't exactly what it said, but that was the message behind that quote, is I want to love the way I did before I was hurt, you know? So we might have barriers up right now that we need to move past because I won't love like that again, right? I won't feel love that way again. But it's like you can feel better love, because what you believed was true love, and I believe that you had true love for whatever this is, people, places, jobs, friends, whatever love you felt, whatever contentment and fulfillment you felt was from a place of you giving that more power than you gave yourself in your life. So if you can master this and you can work on it, you can be dedicated and say, like, I'm at the lowest of low, it can't get worse, so what can I do to make it better? Master myself, master my thoughts, master my energy, take full control and ownership over what I think is true, over what I believe is true, over figuring out what I want and why I believe I can't have it. Figure out the source of it and then revise things. Law of assumption, manifesting with Kimberly. If you can rewrite this, then you experience a level of joy and contentment that you can't even fathom, because it's rooted in complete self-empowerment, in complete ownership over your well-being, over your reactions, over your feelings. Nothing and no one could take that from you. I'm telling you, it's remarkable. Okay, it's remarkable. Okay, let's see. Is there anything else? So that's the good things that we need to focus within us, is kind of when we're processing things. First, we need to see the goodness within ourselves and our complete capability, right? Our complete potential, that we are fully empowered people, even if we don't see it yet. You still are. You still are. You're manifesting all the time, no matter what. So you're always fully empowered. It's just, what are you believing is true? Because that's what you're then seeing, right? That's what you're then seeing. That's then what you're feeling and believing is true. You're empowered no matter what, but you can be empowered in a negative way. You know, I can be angry and I can end up, you know, with a record because of my anger, or I could effectively communicate and work through things and find solutions, right? You are empowered no matter what. With that empowerment, we can then transmute our situations to no longer be the type of person who entertains less than what we deserve or desire, or what makes us not feel good, not going into situations or doing things that we don't actually want to do, that we don't enjoy doing just for the sake of keeping people around, of keeping a job, of keeping friends, you know, keeping face. Getting real with ourselves so that we can be authentic and find that power and find that goodness that no one else can take, being comfortable within ourselves. Now, what good things are coming in, okay? We have what good things are around us right now. You, your energy, you're good. You're good, okay? Any good things coming in as we work on this, as we start navigating this? Maybe what good things do you want them to focus on believing that they can bring in, okay? Spirit, what good things do you want them to focus on believing that they can achieve, okay? That they can bring in. Maybe simple things, you know, to start. Two of Wands. One, that you're not stuck where you're at. You're not stuck in this situation, that you can move if you want to. Like, the Two of Wands is often about moving, but it's making plans, you know. Sometimes with the manifesting community, there's a lot of people who go against it because a lot of people find manifesting because of a sort of desperation, because of they feel like they don't have something outside of them, right? And I get that it's kind of hard to explain and it's kind of hard to grasp, and this is completely normal. But a lot of people give up because it's like, they're like, okay, I want to manifest this. And then they don't do anything to make it happen. They don't put in the effort. And it's like, manifesting also requires you to show up as the person who wants what you want, right? To act like the person to believe that you're the person who has that. Not just like, oh, I don't know, one day I'm going to move across the country. I'm going to do that one day, but then like you never actually plan it. You never actually take the steps to figure out, well, what would it take? The me version who has moved across the, you know, country already took the steps necessary to move. What did they do? Like, a lot of people just like sit and they just want it to come to them, to magically happen, for them to close their eyes and then wake up and they're in a new reality. And it's like, You have to show up as the person doing what you want to do, what you're desiring. You need to figure out what that person is doing, and you need to work on implementing that, figuring out what you need to do, okay? Making plans. Instead of sitting back and just sort of harboring in all of the pain and all the disappointment and everything that's fallen through, right? It's like people want better, but then they sit here and they stew in all the hardship, all of the negative feelings, all the pain. And it's like, that's something that we need to change, is we need to say, like, I don't have to stay in this energy all the time. I want you to focus on not emotionally bypassing, but also not letting yourself live in a place of reliving hurtful experiences over and over and over and over again in your mind, which then hurts you more. It's like doing that just brings it right back to now, like it's fresh, instead of allowing you to move forward. Not emotionally bypassing. You deserve to feel the way you feel about what happened. It's what are you going to do moving forward, because you can't go back and change it. Unfortunately, gosh, I wish we could. You can mentally revise if you want to change your energy. Go look up revision. You can mentally change the way you think about it. You can write a different outcome. That way you can just, give yourself the healing or whatever. I don't know. I mean, I do, but what other good things do you want them to focus on bringing in? Small things. Five of Pentacles, death. It's a lack mindset that needs to be shifted and transformed, because it's almost like, okay, just like I was saying earlier, that people might hold you to a higher standard than they hold themselves. This is a moment where you also need to hold yourself to the same standard that you hold other people. This might be a message that you are able to speak to others so well, but when it comes to actually practicing what you preach, it might be a little hard, right? And this is where you need to get very accountable with yourself and just say, like, how can I expect other people to really take my advice if I'm not even doing it myself regularly? It's a practice. It's something that you have to put in a daily effort. You have to show up. You want to be someone who's not feeling abandoned, betrayed, locked out in the cold, neglected, unwanted. You don't want to feel like that. So then we have to be very accountable with ourselves about choosing to revise our thoughts whenever we go into thoughts that just feed that feeling. Just like, that's not who I am. That happened, and that sucks. And maybe it still sucks right now, but it's not going to be like that forever. And I'm going to make it through this. And, there's a version of me a year from now that is not as affected by this today. And they made something out of it. And what can I do right now that helps me feel some level of peace right now? Knitting, art, whatever, music, fill in the blanks. But it's like, there's just a real hold yourself to the same standard that you want others to also hold themselves to as well, okay? Okay, that's it. Page of Pentacles reversed on bottom, Ace of Wands, Wheel, Nine of Pentacles. Don't be afraid to say no to people, circumstances, situations that actually take more from you than they give. Okay, even if you feel like you're supposed to be generous with someone, or you feel like you owe it to someone, or you just want to show them that they're worth your investment. It's like there's a need to only. I want to be careful of how I word this, because there are situations where you do have to give, right? Or you're in a position where you are meant to be caring for other people, right? If you are a parent to like a special needs child or a special needs adult, there's times when you are called to serve, right? And that does fall on your plate. But then there's situations where we foolishly give to people who don't value it, right? And that's something that we really need to be honest with ourselves about those situations. It could be work too. It doesn't even have to be people, because it's like, if you keep entertaining this type of energy, then how are you going to experience something new and better? How are things going to change, right? How are you going to feel empowered if you keep giving your power away to people, if you keep trying to show up and like put other people on a pedestal, put other situations on a pedestal that aren't worth your time? You know, protect your peace. It's worth the work. Knight of Pentacles, 10 of Wands, 7 of Wands. Yeah. Okay. It's like changing your energy by being protective of your energy, and not in a way that says like, no, I can't trust anyone, but from a way that just says like, I'm not willing to overinvest in anyone, especially if I have like, especially if like I know right now my energy does not interpret their energy as reciprocal, mutually respectful. Okay, YouTube's telling me it's time. It's a 56-minute reading. Yeah, it's time for me to go. I'm gonna get some healing energy oracles real quick, okay? And then I'll let you go. Man, I started this reading late and this is running really late. Also, you get me in very front mode today. I apologize. I did not have time to look decent. So you get house attire, Hillary. Okay. Healing energy oracles for me, darling. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Inner work. God brings me ideal situations for my inner healing. As I become aware of my weaknesses, I turn them into strengths. Wow. I direct my thoughts towards the light and see the positive side of every stage of my life. Darkness turns to courage. Thus, I get stronger. Being true. I am true to myself and others. I remove my mask and stop creating illusions. I have confidence in who I am, and I reveal the good in me. I do not need to hide or prove anything. I replace shame with the power of love and truth. It's beautiful. My shining light. Oh wait, shining light. My desire to improve myself transforms fear into strength. I raise my thoughts above doubt and find faith in the goodness of the universe. I love and accept myself as a soul. I was just talking about your soul. Oh my gosh. And I discover the light that dwells within me. And at the bottom, we do have courage. I am stronger than fear and bigger than doubt. I am light and I remain light. I trust in God and stand tall before the tests of life. I grow and become wiser through every challenge. I am a being of new life. Okay. I hope that this was validating and that you just know how worthy you are, okay? That you are worthy of good things, that it's not going to feel this way forever. It's okay that you feel this way now, but you're not alone. You won't always be alone. I'm here for you. People are here for you. I know I don't get to comments for a while, but I do end up getting to them in a few days. But either way, I'm sending you all my love and energy. And I just know it won't always be like this. And I'm sorry for whatever you're going through that has led to such a feeling of defeat. It's hard. It's hard, and I see you. Okay. Tomorrow is Thoughtful Thursday. We're going to see who is thinking about you. I hope to see you then, but if not, that's okay too. I hope that you have a great rest of your week or a wonderful life. Okay. I love you so much. Take care and ta-ta. Oh, come on. I even prepared it. Is it not going to work? Ta-ta. All right.